Hi everyone, I hope that you're doing well. My name is Jayme and I'm the Hermetic Shaman. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you for being a part of this community. Today's reading is a general collective message. It is intended for anyone who feels drawn to it. As always, please take what resonates with you and gently release what does not. To book a personal reading or record cutting session, the link to my website is in the description box below. And if this message supports you in any way, please hit that like button, be sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a reading. I'm going to begin with the tarot dice. Things are going to be, they might be a little loud, I'm not sure. I just got this new basket, so if you are sensitive to sound, I do recommend lowering the volume. Universe and Divine Council. What is the vibe? What is the tea? What is going on in collective energy? That is very interesting. There could be some kind of news that is coming in fast about some kind of relationship here that is finally being put to rest. Something here about some kind of confusion here is clearing out with this Seven of Cups reversed. So the reason why I say that is because when the first dice came out, it was the Two of Cups. And then when this Four of Swords came out, it knocked the other dice and it showed the Eight of Wands. Somebody here is going to be communicating something because they've reached the end of some kind of journey. There is some kind of closure here as well in regards to whatever this partnership that is now over. It's like something here is, whatever this is, it's not being resurrected. There's this energy here of somebody being... Is this somebody... Because I'm picturing... Okay. Whew, I have a lot going on right now. We have the Eight of Wands and this Ace of Wands. Combined, those are the Nine of Wands. So it's like somebody here has gotten to that point here where it's like, all right, I've survived, I've overcome. This is somebody here who's finally closing out a major chapter in a major cycle in their life. And it has to do in regards to a relationship. The Two of Cups is now sideways. If I were to look at it this way, it's reversed. Maybe there has been this energy here of could have been some kind of resistance. Maybe somebody here was trying to keep something like picture perfect. But something here is now being put to rest. And it's not being resurrected. This also clears up some kind of confusion. We do have the Hermit reversed on the inside with the Two of Cups. The Hermit reversed is somebody here that's finally ready to step out, but it could also mean somebody here who's also very unwise. This has something to do with somebody here not willing to confront some kind of darkness. Somebody here is not willing to own something. They're not willing to pick up that lantern. Maybe that's part of what this whole Nine of Wands energy is. It's like, you know what, this person's never going to change. They're never going to heal. They're never going to evolve. Something here about, I need to be the change. We have the Queen of Cups here, upright. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's very emotionally mature. Somebody that has very healthy boundaries. This is somebody who's very nurturing, kind, caring, compassionate. They have a lot of love to give. But it's also somebody that's not a pushover. We do have Strength reversed. Sorry about hitting the microphone. We do have Strength reversed. This is somebody who's unable to tame themselves. It could be whoever this unwise individual is. We could have a Leo-Virgo cusp. Or a Leo or a Virgo here. Take it how it resonates. We have a King of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody here has been extremely codependent. Somebody here could definitely get involved in some kind of shady dealings. This is also somebody here that tries to cover up. Trying to keep up with some kind of appearance. Because the King of Pentacles in the reverse could definitely be somebody here who's very greedy. Entitled even as well. This is not somebody that's very forthcoming and honest, especially in regards to finances, stability. This could even be regarding health. Some kind of confusion is being cleared up. And this has to do with some kind of work that you have been putting in or work that you are putting in. Interesting, we have the Nine of Wands right there. So we have the Nine of Wands twice. Somebody here is unwilling to accept that something is over, that something here is officially complete. We have the Knight of Swords sideways, the Three of Pentacles, and Justice. And Justice is sideways. I think whatever the separation is, the fact that you're no longer dealing with this person, I don't know, I'm getting this energy here of, I think that this is definitely someone that you separated from, not somebody that you separated from recently, and I feel like it's whoever was attached to them as well, their accomplice, so to speak, is now leaving them behind as well. That's really what this feels like. I don't know if y'all have been, I don't know how long ago it was, but I have been doing, I know, like, we've had, like, this Bonnie and Clyde energy that has popped up in previous readings. I feel like Bonnie and Clyde are now finally, they're separating. I definitely feel like it's the feminine energy that has awakened too in their own way, and it's like, you know what, I'm tired of this. Because when you walked away and you were no longer able to be the scapegoat as a part of those readings, it started exposing someone. And it's like now people are starting to act accordingly to what it is that they have been exposed to. And that's clearing up some kind of confusion here, because people are seeing who the entitled individual has been. Somebody here has definitely been acting like some kind of spoiled brat. There could definitely be a lot of immaturity here with that King of Pentacles reversed, the Hermit reversed, and Strength reversed. Something here has also been a long time coming. Whatever this closure is that is taking place right now, this has been a long time coming. Something here to do with the work that you have been putting in has been dispelling some kind of illusion. Maybe this has to do with your ability to persevere and be able to overcome and navigate your way through this energy that you were dealing with. It's kind of like you're stepping out of the maze. And as you're stepping out into the maze, it's like you're being presented with this new reality. The one that you have been manifesting, because we do have the Magician here at the bottom. Heavy, heavy Virgo energy here. Universe, please tell us more. We have the Hierophant. Heavy Taurus energy. The Hierophant is somebody here who's very dedicated to their faith. They're dedicated to their craft. It's also somebody here who's being seen as some kind of a leader. Something here about this Queen of Coins energy. You could be working really hard towards this Queen of Pentacles type of energy. Somebody here who's very disciplined, dedicated, willing to get the job done, always follow throughs with what they promise. Somebody who's very practical, but also somebody here that makes wise investments. Not just with money, but with time, with energy. The Star card is reversed, and we have the Empress reversed. So somebody's prayer is not being answered. Somebody here felt like they could take something into their own hands, and I feel like it's this Empress reverse, but somebody here was whatever this is that they try to take into their own hands, and that could be whatever this injustice is, because I feel like somebody here felt like they were going to be able to get away with something. Something here has been very unfair with this King of Pentacles and that justice. Heavy Libra energy. We have Leo, Virgo, and Libra. Something here could be happening in, like, unison. Something here about 3 months. Whatever it is that this person was trying to take into their own hands, they were trying to do so in a very deceitful and shady way. Somebody here was not, they did not want to go through, they didn't want to put in the work, they didn't want to put in the effort, and they didn't want to, I don't want to say they didn't want to suffer through something, because when the Empress is upright, right, I'm thinking about when she's, you know, pushing out that baby, she's going through her labor pains in order to birth that new life. But somebody here was trying to take matters into their own hands in order to birth this, but it's like they never really wanted to put in that work. They never wanted to meet the challenge, so to speak. It's something here about you have been able to meet the challenge because you have been very dedicated and disciplined. This Empress in the reverse, this could definitely be somebody here who's very like, oh, but they have that, but I don't have, like, this is somebody here who's very envious. And instead of going out and getting and going out and doing and being disciplined and putting in the work, this is somebody that felt like they could just easily take it for themselves. This is not somebody here who has surrendered to the universe, to God, to Source. They felt like maybe it would take too long, or maybe this individual, one of these individuals, definitely does not believe in Source. Heavy Taurus Libra energy, especially with that Hierophant and the Empress. Maybe this has something to do with you being seen as some kind of leader, you being seen as some kind of an example. Maybe somebody never wanted you to be seen as an example of what it looks like to be dedicated and disciplined in your faith. That's what's dispelling some kind of confusion here. Whatever this is, whatever is coming out as well with that Eight of Wands, it's like news is traveling fast, and that's good news for you. It's like something here will never be the same again. Something here will never be the same again. It's like you won. I feel like you won up against something that you never even wanted to be a part of to begin with. Universe, please tell us more. The Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Wands reversed. See, where there has been stagnancy, where there has been delay, somebody never wanted you to step forward. They never wanted you to be able to have some kind of new experience. They always wanted you to constantly repeat something. Something here about a 10-year cycle. Something here about a 10-year cycle is finally coming to an end of being stagnant, of not having any new experiences. Maybe somebody here wanted you to repeat something. Maybe it felt like you were maybe you just felt like you were repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Maybe encountering whatever that energy is through other people. I feel like what you've won is you won some kind of spiritual warfare that somebody here put you under. Because it's like whatever the picture perfect, whatever this person was trying to keep picture perfect in their life. See, I think this is somebody here with that King of Pentacles. I feel like this is a masculine energy who likes to tell people certain things. Oh, I have this, I have that, I have this. But it's like, it's one thing about speaking it into existence, and then trying to make it happen for yourself, like, oh, I want this, I want, I want my own home, or I want a new car, or I want this. It's like they want that, but instead of trying to put in that work to achieve that the right way, it's like, all right, how can I manipulate? This could have definitely been somebody here who was... This is definitely somebody here who has betrayed you. And I only say that because the Three of Swords is depicted on that Knight of Swords. Somebody here ran wild with some kind of lie. They definitely twisted something. Because this Knight is not upright nor reversed. Somebody here definitely twisted something. And they intentionally, it almost feels like they intentionally, purposefully left certain things out. And whatever they left out has been disproven by some kind of work that you have been putting in. So something here has become visible. Right? Because the Eight of Pentacles, if you think about it in the traditional tarot, that's somebody there who's just sitting there at their table getting the job done. And it's not only until you step into the Nine of Pentacles where something here becomes very apparent. It becomes visible to other people. Something here about your independence. Something here that you have built for yourself. Maybe somebody was trying to claim that you weren't independent, or that you needed help, or that they were helping you or taking care of. I don't know, whatever this is. It almost feels like somebody here wanted it to seem like you weren't someone who could be able to take care of themselves, that you weren't disciplined. It's like this energy here of somebody that was trying to project themselves onto you. And maybe that could have been the stagnancy here where you always felt like there was some kind of constant like roadblock where you couldn't move forward, you couldn't experience new things. But the Wheel of Fortune is here, and it's spinning in your favor. I feel like something started 10 years ago, and then something here about 5 years ago where like somebody decided to like ramp it up. And this all has to do with you stepping into this Hierophant energy, maybe the work that you have been doing. Whoever I'm reading for, you could work in the spiritual community in some kind of way. This has something here to do as well with your spiritual ranking. It has to do with your faith and your dedication. And you being committed not only to yourself, but to Source, to the universe, to God. We have the Seven of Wands reversed here at the bottom, with the Eight of Swords in Strength reversed. With this Magician energy as well. Somebody here is not going to be able to defend themselves, or it's like whatever opposition was raised up against you, it's no longer there. See, you're no longer being opposed. And somebody here is now, whoever has been in their ego, and I feel like it's this masculine energy here, they're being confined to a mental prison. It's like they can't believe what is going on right now. They're not, somebody could also even be purposely trying to escape or disassociate in some kind of way. This all has to do with some kind of manifestation here that you have been working towards. I feel like you already put in the work. Whatever you have manifested, it's now getting ready to arrive with this Wheel of Fortune. And somebody here is refusing to see the truth. What's behind this Magician? The Four of Wands reverse. They're refusing to see the truth. That support is now being taken away from them. People do no longer want to be in covenant with this person. Whatever covenants this person was connected to, it's like they have all been severed. Because like I said, there is a relationship here that is ending. They're going through their own personal breakup, so to speak. Universe, please tell us more. We have the Hermit. And the Hermit's upright. For some reason, as above, so below with this Hierophant and this Hermit energy. See, you've gained a different perspective. You're seeing the truth for what it is. Ten of Swords and Temperance. You have successfully been able to alchemize some kind of energy. It's like this energy here of you turning lead into gold. Maybe a part of this process of you transmuting, maybe you had to go through your own version of an ego death. Because I feel like also when you separated from that energy and you decided to focus on the task at hand with that Eight of Pentacles, it's like you reclaimed your energy and your power back. Because you were no longer willing to feed. It's like you reprioritized your time, your energy. Because that's what the Hermit does. The Hermit is somebody here who's not afraid to look within, to get those answers from within themselves. Maybe something here about you being in isolation? Maybe your isolation is what fortified your faith? Your stability? You see things different now. You're no longer trapped also by some kind of a limited belief. And this could be something here that you were telling yourself, or something here that was programmed onto you, like, oh, I have to deal with this person because they're the, you know, whatever their title is, right? Or I have no choice but to deal with this, or what am I going to do next type of energy, or like, what if I need, it was coming from a place of maybe what you realize, a place of programmed dependency. Maybe that's even part of like a generational curse that you've had to break. You know, old patterns, old dynamics. 2121 on the timer as I said that. Which breaks down to 33. Something here about you finding your guiding light. And you allowing that light to guide you out of the darkness. Somebody thought that you would never be able to navigate yourself through that maze. So it's like not only did they throw you in the maze, but they decided to like cut the power. Maybe that's why you felt like you were stagnant. It's like everywhere you turned, it's like you were walking into a wall. Something here about your guiding light helped you navigate yourself through this maze. We have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles to me is always the act of justice playing out. The scales being balanced. And freedom, happiness, joy returning. You're going to finally be able to be in a season here where you can finally let your inner child out to play. You're not going to have to feel so guarded and always on defense, so to speak. Because like we saw earlier with that Seven of Wands reverse, the opposition that was raised against you has now fallen away. Nobody's opposing you now. And this has to do with your new position. This could just be your new spiritual rank. Maybe your spiritual rank has gone up here because the universe saw how you were able to navigate yourself through this maze. You didn't have to lower yourself, so to speak. You didn't rely on the same tactics that the opposition used on you. You allowed your work to speak for itself. You transmuted the energy that was being sent your way. It showed your strength and your ability to persevere. It's something here to do with your mental strength. It's like in the time here where people wanted you to give up how you were seeing things or how you see the world or your whatever it is, or wanting to have some kind of mental control over you. It's like when they try to make you change, it's like you ended up doubling down. And it's like for you that may have been a risk, it may have been a gamble, but it was also like second nature to you is what it feels like when you double down. You're like, I'm going to double down in my belief, in my knowing, in my faith. Because at the end of the day, they could have been trying to keep up with you or keep you in some kind of false competition, like, look at me, I have all of these things, whatever it is. However it is that they have done it, It's like at the end of the day, they couldn't take the one thing from you that they do not have, and that's your faith. Your faith is unshakable. It's unmovable or immovable, whatever the term is. Universe, please give us one more. That was very interesting. We have the Two of Pentacles. And the Emperor. Yeah, this is about you bossing up, you taking the lead, you making the choice that is best for everybody involved. And this is you, realizing, how do I take care of my environment? Because if my kingdom prospers, then so do I. If I take care of my kingdom, they will take care of me in return. Something here about you no longer wavering with this Two of Pentacles. You no longer going back and forth. See, there has been this energy here of somebody wanting you to go back on your word. I definitely feel like there was also some kind of emotional manipulation here. You double down in what you believed. King of Wands, the Nine of Wands reversed, and the Lovers. Like I said, some kind of karmic contract here is ending. Whatever this person, it almost feels like the Tower energy. It's like whatever this person here has built is crumbling apart. All of those covenants are now fading away. Because I feel like whatever those covenants were, that and I almost feel like there was overpromising here with this Page of Pentacles. It's like whatever these covenants that this person was able to get other people into, it was only able to work for so long. And it has to do with something here that you were working on behind the scenes. Maybe it was just the work that you were doing on yourself. Maybe you were focusing on your health. You were focusing on your abundance. You were focusing on your stability. Maybe you were in the process of laying a stable foundation, right? You were pouring your concrete, so to speak, and you were making sure that bitch was level. And it's like now that you have erected this home, so to speak, right? If you're following construction, now that you've erected something, people can't deny what it is that they see because it's right there. Maybe it's in the way that you look. Maybe it's in your health. Maybe it's in the way that you're just moving and doing things now. Something here has become apparent. And I also feel like you're no longer wavering. You're no longer going back and forth. I'm also feeling like collective. There's a small... I don't want to say small. There's this energy here of also maybe feeling like now that things are turning in your favor, maybe you feeling like you don't deserve it, and you need to knock it off and stop that. Allow yourself to be appreciated by the universe. So, I don't know. I don't know if, like, some of y'all are receiving some things in life and you're like, oh my god, this is too good to be true. Like, this is the universe blessing you. Say thank you. Be grateful. And I know it may feel weird because I almost feels like in this season here, like, I had this energy here where maybe you feel a little bit awkward. Because maybe it's not something that you're used to. But the universe is trying to give you their flowers. Or trying to give you your flowers, so to speak. Universe, give me two more. Thank you. We have the Five of Swords reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed, with the Five of Pentacles reversed. Somebody's lies cannot get you to be abandoned, or they couldn't get you to abandon your faith. They couldn't get you to abandon your belief. With this Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody here definitely wanted you to give up. This has something here to do with some kind of change that somebody here was resisting. The Queen of Swords in the reverse is somebody who is very immoral, very unjust. This is somebody here who lies. Likes to leave information out, so to speak. It's somebody here who's heavily controlled by their emotions. It's not somebody here that's based in logic. They're not based in fact. You know, this is somebody here who's gonna... This is the type of individual here that's gonna, like, cry because no one believes them that the sky is purple. You know what I mean? Like, that's... It's weird. It's a bit delulu. Somebody here wanted you to quit. They wanted you to give up. But you didn't? And it's because of that fact of them not... See, now they're feeling guilty. Now they're feeling guilty. Now they're waking up like, oh shit, what have I done? What have I done? Because the collective never abandoned faith. They only doubled down. See, I feel like somebody here thought that they had won, and somebody here could even been trying to gloat and, like, show off with that King of Pentacles energy in the reverse. Because they felt like they had won. Somebody here was definitely trying to secure their future. They were trying to secure their picture-perfect life. But somebody here never wanted to put in that work to heal, to recover. It's not saying that you can't have that picture-perfect life. But there are steps that one must take in life. Universe, give us one final card. The Fool. There's a brand new beginning that is taking place here. A brand spanking new beginning. And this has to do with because of your faith. We have the Magician here at the bottom. Wow. You're receiving a brand new beginning. And I feel like this is something here that you have been asking for, something here that you have been manifesting, working towards. Somebody's support, like I said, is being taken away, and it's this King of Coins, because he's in the reverse here again. There is some kind of emotional ending here that is taking place. There is some kind of separation here that is taking place. I feel like this person is being separated from. Somebody is separating from this individual. A lot of people are separating from this individual. They're no longer in support of. A brand new cycle, it's like a whole new world, so to speak, is opening up for you now. Maybe that's why I got that awkward energy, because of this Three of Wands in the reverse. It's like you were so used to be banging into the walls when you were in that maze, that it's like you were so used to something for so long that you're not sure. It's like this energy here of not sure if you can trust it, because you've been lied to so many different times. But the universe is saying, in this phase, take those lessons that you have learned. Because this Fool, the only thing that's in his backpack are the lessons that he's learned. And he has the faith in knowing that when he jumps over that cliff, he knows that he's going to land. He may not know where he's going to land, but he knows he will land on his own 2 feet. And you're not alone. You have the universe here. You have your guides with you. This has to do with your faith. And you know that. You know that you are being guided and that you are not alone. And that you have what it takes. You have what it takes in order to make it in this new territory. The one that you have been manifesting. You have what it takes. Don't doubt yourself now. Because it's like the very thing, the very life that you have asked for is literally presenting itself to you. Yes, there's a lot of things outside of you that are closing out, and those cycles are coming to an end. And that's gonna... Something here about freeing up the environment that's going to allow you to explore. Give me one moment. Alrighty, y'all, I am back. Universe, please tell us more. We have commitment. There's something here about a commitment for you. Maybe somebody was trying to keep you away from a soul contract. Somebody could be wanting to pop in, a soulmate, to say hi. Maybe your soulmate here has had an awakening. We do have an Ice King here that's right behind. I don't like that. And then abuse. Maybe this person here was abused in their relationship. Maybe now they're leaving. I don't know how this... Maybe that's part of this new beginning. Somebody here is very jealous and envious, maybe of the fact that you're getting into a commitment. You could have been even dealing with an energy here that was, maybe they got themselves into a shitty karmic relationship and they settled in some kind of way because they were trying to keep the picture perfect lifestyle. And this is somebody that never wanted you to get into a relationship here for real love, so to speak. Kind of like misery loves company. Somebody who is very, very jealous and envious, maybe of the fact that you're free and you're not tied down how they are. Universe. We have high honor. Something here about somebody seeing you in high honor and somebody still being very jealous and envious. Maybe somebody is jealous and envious of your honor because it leads to some kind of abundance. Maybe somebody is jealous and envious of your abundance or of your abundant energy. Universe. We have bondage, third-party stitch, and twin flame. So somebody here was trying to keep you trapped in some kind of situation here where they would use you as some kind of a scapegoat. Maybe somebody here was trying to claim that you were so awful. I don't know. Somebody here was definitely trying to keep you trapped, causing you some kind of emotional pain. So that way you wouldn't get into a commitment. So that way somebody wouldn't see you as somebody here with high honor or if somebody here of value. Somebody was definitely trying to use you as a scapegoat with this third-party sitch. They were trying to keep you trapped in bondage because they wanted you to mirror some kind of experience here that they were mirroring or that they were going through. Somebody here severely underestimated your ability to be a healer. Maybe somebody here's like, what? How is the collective able to heal from all of this emotional pain and emotional abuse I was sending them? Somebody here never wanted you to speak and they wanted your hands tied. Again, it's like this energy here of wanting you to keep bumping into those walls while you are in that maze. And I feel like this maze here had something to do with keeping you alive as a scapegoat, like somebody here was trying to sacrifice you. Something here about a nice guy. Maybe somebody here never wanted this nice guy. Maybe somebody here was interested in you. And somebody here worked so hard to make sure that nobody would be interested in you. But it has something to do with some kind of work that you've been putting in behind the scenes has dispelled some kind of an illusion here. And it's like you've broken free from some kind of bondage that somebody was trying to keep you in. And this has to do with some kind of shit talk. Because it also feels like whoever these two individuals in the front are, I feel like they're splitting up. I really do. There's a couple here that's splitting up. They're no longer on the same page. They're now seeing, maybe somebody is now seeing the role that they played in trying to keep you trapped in this bondage, whatever this is, in this maze of stagnancy. Somebody here definitely designed something here in order to keep you right where they wanted you. Somebody here definitely felt like they can control your life. Universe, please tell me more. We have occupation. This has something to do with your work and what it is that you do for work. Something about going down the path. Okay, we have a rich guy and a karmic femme. Something here, you went down the path towards self-love, towards healing yourself, towards loving on yourself. I don't think this rich guy is really a rich guy. I think he's this King of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm just going to keep it real. Who's been attached to this karmic femme. I feel like these two people here are now being separated from. They're being separated from each other. And this all has to do with the fact that you've moved on. You have moved on from being their scapegoat. And it's like, since they have nobody else to blame but themselves for their mess, now somebody within this union is now waking up to the fact of, oh shit, what have I done? What is the role that I've played? Because now things can no longer be blamed on you. You're too busy taking this new beginning. People are in support. People are standing up behind you and supporting you. So it's no longer you and the cosmos versus these people. It's you and the cosmos and the opposition that they raised against you. Because it's like, I don't feel like that opposition is opposing you anymore. I feel like it's quite the contrary. It's kind of like they join your ranks, so to speak. And they're defending you now. They're supporting you now. This all has to do with your occupation and what it is that you do for work. Maybe somebody, again, never wanted you to be seen as somebody here who was very committed, or that you have some kind of high honor. This is all because somebody here is jealous and envious of you. Why are they jealous and envious of you? Maybe they should ask themselves those questions, so they can get to the root of it like you did with this hermit energy. You know, ask yourself those uncomfortable questions. Why do I feel this way? Why do I being in the present of this makes me feel a certain way? Ask yourself those questions. That's what it's meant to do. But people don't want to learn themselves. They want to keep up that picture perfect because they care so much about what other people say and what other people think than what they actually believe to be true. See, the opposition's waking up to the fact that they were working with the thief. Because it almost feels like whoever this thief is, they're the ones that always make out with the bag, and the other ones are the ones that are left bruised and battered and beaten. This has something to do with the relationship, and there is going to be some kind of surprise that is taking place. There is some kind of surprise here that is taking place. You could be receiving some kind of gift from a mature man in some kind of way. And you're being asked to continue to stay unbothered and continue to stay rooted in your knowing. Your third eye is wide open. Don't allow anybody to try and come in and gaslight you and try to tell you what you feel is wrong. Why is this card flipped in the reverse? We have a sweetheart in the reverse. Quite the contrary. Somebody is not being seen as a sweetheart. Somebody here is being seen as a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, it's like somebody here was like trying to point at you, trying to claim that you were the wolf. They even had opposition here. They even brought their own spouse in to claim that you were a wolf, and now they lost everything. See, and maybe they try to use you as some kind of distraction to keep you trapped in this third-party cycle, so you could be the distraction of what they were doing behind the scenes. And it's like, maybe they were not only even just robbing from you, but they were even robbing from the opposition that they raised to go up against you. Again, a distraction. Somebody could be wanting to pop up and say hello, but be very careful, because I feel like they just want to destroy whatever it is that you have. We have family. This could be somebody here in your family, or somebody here is trying to stop you from building a family, a soul tribe of your own. They don't want you to be seen in high honor, because it's going to make them feel bad about themselves. We have an expectation in divination. You could be expecting something. Maybe you could practice divination in your own way. You don't have to do it publicly. Maybe you pull cards for yourself. Or maybe you're being asked to start doing that. Maybe the universe is saying, you know, it's time for you to take the next step. Maybe if some of y'all have been thinking about practicing divination, the best way to start is just to start. Start somewhere. Let's see. I didn't bring any other oracles out. What do I want? Let's see. Universe, please tell us more for the collective. You were unbreakable. You were unbreakable at this time. You have this inner toughness that allows you to endure hardship, and you gain strength through adversity. And now all these people are sitting here with their plastic smiles on. They don't have all these plastic smiles, these fake-ass people. Fake kindness, forced friendliness, hidden resentment behind the smiles. These people are realizing that you're unbreakable. That's why they're smiling now, because they're like, oh shit, what did we do? Yeah, what did you do? You awakened the beast that's within collective. That's what you did. Somebody was trying to create clickbait. They were trying to create clickbait, thinking that you were breakable, but you're not. It's like, you don't give a crap what anybody says about you. You don't care what anybody says about you. It doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people believe about you, because you know who you are. We have cuffing season. Yeah. Temporary relationships. Maybe that's what they were using for clickbait. Maybe they were trying to claim that you were never good enough to be somebody here who, or maybe they were, okay, maybe somebody here was trying to claim that you were somebody here who just moved on too quickly. This could definitely be, and it's this energy of people trying to claim that you were non-committal. Maybe that was a clickbait. Maybe somebody was trying to claim that you were easy or whatever it is. What I'm also getting too, for those of you, maybe when you were in this period of isolation, like maybe you weren't entertaining anybody seriously. Maybe you weren't looking for anything serious. And that's okay. That's your prerogative. Know yourself. Nothing is good and bad in this realm. Just know yourself. Know your reasoning why you're doing something. Maybe somebody was trying to claim, because it almost feels like you were working. Maybe your focus was dedicated on your stability, focusing on your health, focusing on your wealth, so to speak. Maybe that was your priority. Maybe your priority wasn't love, and somebody was trying to use that against you at that time. Take it how it resonates. But you're receiving some kind of payday. Yeah, see? All that hard work has paid off. You are unbreakable. People trying to claim that you're not disciplined, but then why is your hustle paying off? Why is your hustle paying off? Somebody was hoping that you would ignore the red flags. But you didn't. Something here about a past life. You could have been dealing with past life enemies. Past life, previous connections. Of people trying to gaslight you. Somebody trying to fake flex. Oh my goodness. So people were trying to lure you in with this picture-perfect temptation, weren't they? You were dealing with people here who overpromised and underdelivered. And they wanted you to accept it. Yeah, people who are breadcrumbing you. Facing yourself and others. Something here about you receiving some kind of self-awareness, and somebody here is triggered. Maybe somebody is triggered by your self-awareness because maybe they're not self-aware and they don't like what they're seeing in the mirror. Something here about divine timing. You trusted the process. You trusted the process. There's a whole energetic vampire. Draining connections, toxic influence. Yeah. This energetic vampire, I feel like, they're hungry. And they're gonna die of starvation. That's really what it feels like. I don't mean, like, literally. But I mean, like, whatever it is that they were able to maintain, it's like, they don't have the energy anymore. These people are just trying to siphon energy from you. Give me one moment. Alrighty, y'all. I am back. Universe. Please tell us more for the collective. What else do they need to know? We have energized and inner love. I wake up every day feeling energized, knowing that my purpose fills me with unstoppable momentum. And inner love, I embrace every part of who I am with love, kindness, and deep appreciation. It's something here about you being in your North Node. You being in your North Node, you remembering why you're here to begin with. You're not here to make... it's not this energy here of like, you're not here to play nice with people. You're here to do what you were sent here to do. And it's something here about loving and being kind to yourself and appreciating every part of who you are. The good, the bad, the ugly, being fully merged with yourself and remembering why you were here to begin with. You weren't here so that everybody can like you, because that's impossible. Universe, please tell us more for the collective. We have misalignment. Somebody here was trying to get you to be misaligned with you being in your North Node, trying to lure you away with temptation. Universe, give us one more. Thank you. We have divine justice. You're going to be receiving divine justice. What was taken will be returned, and what was done in harm will be answered. Stand in integrity and let divine justice unfold. The universe sees all and balances all. And the universe is so proud of you for not giving up on yourself. Yeah, see, divine justice is unfolding for somebody here that was trying to keep you in misalignment. They thought that they would just be able to just sacrifice you, try to sacrifice a light worker, trying to stop you from doing your job here on this, trying to stop you from not only doing your job, but fulfilling your role. Sad. You were dealing with somebody here who never wanted to face themselves. Universe, please tell us more for the collective. Prosperous estate. This could be involving some kind of inheritance of some sort. Maybe somebody here was trying to knock you out of something. Or trying to stop you from inheriting your divine inheritance. Your prosperity is no longer just an idea. It seeks to take shape in the form of real estate and tangible assets. Be open to grounding your abundance into physical reality through the acquisition of land or property. Maybe something here about you, something here about your prosperity taking shape in the physical world. Something here is now as above, so below. I started off this reading with saying, as above, so below. You've gotten yourself into alignment, and it's like, now it's becoming real, it's becoming tangible. And somebody here was trying to guide you away from all of this because they were trying to keep their picture-perfect life. And if you were able to tap into this prosperous estate energy, then it's going to make them look bad. But again, this is somebody that has been comparing themselves to you. For whatever reason, they have been. Something here about your divine intelligence. And you acquire that divine intelligence here by going within, by isolating yourself, by you no longer dealing with different energies here and finally getting to the root of what is my energy. What is it that I want? What is it that I truly want? Universe, give us one more. Somebody was trying to stop some kind of momentum here. Desperate decisions? That's why you're receiving divine justice here? Because somebody was taking action from a place of fear or desperation to try and stop you from manifesting, from bringing into reality all of this abundance. And they were trying to do this by trying to keep you misaligned from your purpose. But now, that's why you're receiving divine justice here, because somebody here was so desperate. Somebody here they're receiving undesirable results. This is somebody that didn't shift. They stayed in a negative state. They did something in a negative state, and they kept doing it. Somebody here was feeling desperate. They needed a quick fix, and this was their quick fix, and that's why divine justice here is playing out, because at the end of the day, they could not get you to stop loving yourself. They couldn't get you to stop taking care of yourself, from nurturing yourself. They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop you. You're passionately aligned. The universe supports work that brings joy, meaning, and fulfillment to your life. Let your passions guide your path, and have faith that the rewards will follow. Somebody wanted you to no longer have faith, because your faith is the key to unlocking your divine treasure chest, so to speak. Let's see. Universe, what crystal could the collective that resonates with this reading connect with? We have sodalite, or sodalite. Be free to express who you really are by following your truth. Continue to follow your truth and express who you really are. Somebody never wanted you to be able to do that. An ambulance just drove by. Maybe this is an emergency. Maybe people see this as an emergency, because here you are following your truth, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. And they're like, oh shit. Shit, it's only a matter of time. They know they're in trouble. Sounds of drums, voices singing, dancers manifesting around the fire, the howling of wolves echoing the ceremonial hymn of releasing true essence under the starlit sky, the freedom to be oneself regardless of the judgment of others. I am the spirit of Sodalite. Come to me, liberate and transform your ego into a communication that is constructive, authentic, and serene, first and foremost to you. The time has come for each spirit to express their unique mode of communication, even in silence, radiating its inherent beauty. It's not about domination, manipulation, or persuasion, but about conveying words of light. Cleanse and celebrate the knots in your throat, your fears, and the sense of inadequacy. All of this is created by you, and it is your responsibility to take care of it. The situations you have experienced in the past have conditioned you, which is why it is essential to cleanse and rediscover who you really are. Release the tension on your shoulders. Free your voice and find your song. Rest in your silence and listen up deep within. There you will find your truth. The wolves, my friends, are present to convey that your fear of their strength may be unwarranted. Have you ever contemplated that they could, in fact, be your friends and allies? They might offer lessons in self-loyalty and the freedom to manifest. Celebrate your free spirit today. Sing and resonate like the sound of the drum within you. Together with us, decide to take responsibility for what you say and how you say it, because many situations and relationships in your life could change. When you carry me, wear me close to your throat, sleep with me or meditate with me, immersed inside my blue and white striped color, I would lead you into the immensity of existence. I, the spirit of satellite, in the company of the wolves, wish for you to celebrate your true self, and may your journey be a liberating melody. Something here about you expressing yourself, and you feeling free and comfortable in order to do so. Maybe you guys could benefit from wearing some satellite or sleeping with some. Goddesses, do you have a message here for the collective? We have Yamaya, surrender. Come with your cares, come with your woes, come when life is joyful, come when life weighs you down, come when you take on too much, come when you are spread too thin, come when you are danced out, come when you seek renewal. All I ask when you come is that you surrender to me. Mother Ocean, the watery womb waits to hold you, nurture you, birth you anew. When you let go and give over all to me. Yamaya is a Santeria African-Caribbean goddess of the sea, who gave birth to 14 Orishas, or spirits. Originally known as Yamoja, the West African Urban River Mother, who also came to Brazil, where she is known as Imanya. At her celebration of the summer solstice, her worshippers arrive at her shorelines dressed in white and launch little boats loaded with flowers, candles, and gifts. Sometimes she accepts the offerings and prayers, and sometimes she sends them back. It is said that those who come to Mother Yamaya and surrender to her find that their troubles dissolve in the waters of her embrace. Yamaya swimming into your life signals the time for surrender. Are you carrying more than you can handle comfortably? Do you think you must do it all by yourself? Have you come up against a wall and feel the only way to get to the other side is by breaking through? Surrender doesn't mean giving up. Rather, you are giving over, asking for assistance so you can do what you need to do. Maybe that's what has happened when you were in that maze. You were like, all right, you know what? I surrender to this. You surrendered to the fact that you were in the maze. And you were like, all right, let me find my lantern and let me navigate my way out of this bitch. Wholeness is nurtured when you realize that the only way through some situations is to surrender and open to something greater. The act of surrendering is one of opening in trust. When we open in trust, we allow goddess energy to work with us to achieve what we need. And Lord Ganesha, do you have a message for the collective? Thank you. Okay. We have wholeness. Something here about you returning back to wholeness. Acknowledge the oneness of all life. Recognize that you are part of something larger. You have a connection here with not only this life and physical body, but with the divine and the universe. Ganesha is guiding you to recognize the sacred truth that you are a divine being, here to give and receive love. It is time to recognize your role in this life. You are complete and whole as you are. You lack nothing. The simplest way to win hearts is through your actions. Green is representative of the fourth chakra, the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the center where we experience love. When the heart chakra is open, you are able to create a safe and supportive loving environment. When the heart chakra is clear and in balance, you will find compassion for all life. You may be more empathic. You may be able to see the divine in other people. You will find you are happy and fulfilled because you are fulfilling your divine purpose in service to humanity. Your sense of self is not limited to the ego. Your consciousness will expand and you realize that to love others is to love yourself, because we are all one. This card symbolizes peace. You are asked to take a moment and hold the color green in your heart. You may experience a soothing, relaxed feeling that will bring a sense of renewal and self-control. If you are in need of healing, breathe deeply and affirm your health and healing. And Divine Masters, do you have anything for the collective? Thank you. We have Bridget. Inner fire. Let your passion lead you to your purpose. Somebody was trying to rob you of your passion because they never wanted you to be on purpose in your purpose. Bridget is a Celtic goddess of Ireland who is closely associated with fire in the season of spring. Her name means the bright one, and she is a goddess of fertility, healing, and all the renewing energies that spring brings. In Ireland, she is the protector of wells and holy shrines. Originally a pagan goddess, Bridget was so well loved that when Christianity came to the British Isles, she was adopted as a saint, and thus she brings the energy of resilience, strength, and survival. You are a highly driven, passionate being with the ability to make great changes in the world. Follow what lights you up, for the spiritual fire within you is growing and glowing, and the sharing of your passion will lead to the fulfilling of your purpose. Bridget is coming to you now because it might feel as though your life is changing and the ground is unsteady beneath you, but trust that it is best to change when change is unfolding around you. This is a powerful time for you to begin anew. The seeds that you have planted with your dreams are being given the opportunity to germinate and grow. Trust in your passions and don't let the limiting beliefs or doubts of others be projected onto you. Let your fire burn and roar. Let your fire burn and roar. It is time. The universe is saying it is time. There will no longer be any intervention here because you got a job to do. And lastly, universe, please give us an affirmation for the collective. We have two of them. We have no judgment and ups and downs. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic and call it into the office and tell it to take a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? And then we have ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs makes me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what makes things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. It's about knowing that you need to ride the wave and not having any judgments here on yourself. You know, it's like firing that inner critic, and it's like, you know what? Peace out, inner critic. You need to go. You need to go. And I feel like this inner critic was egged on by whoever this one individual is that was trying to keep you around as a sacrifice. They were trying to use you against you. And all they ended up doing was ruining their own life in the process. And helping you reach yours. Because you wouldn't have been able to tap into your power. Into your strength. Had you not been in that maze. So they ended up doing you a favor, collective. Look at it that way. They ended up doing you a favor because you ended up being who you are today. But that is what I have for y'all. I am sending you all lots of love and lots of light. And I will see you next time. Ciao.